Hi, guys. This is Chris from Let's Eat Grandma, and I have a very special announcement today. We are making a name change for this podcast. That's right. On November 30th, 2018, we will be changing the name from the LEG Job Seekers Podcast to Career Warrior Podcast. I want to talk a little bit about why we're changing this name and exactly who this podcast series is intended for, because my opinion is you will be able to get a lot more out of this podcast if you're really on board with the things that we're teaching. And maybe it's best to open up by telling you who this podcast is for. This podcast really was intended for people, at the risk of sounding tacky, people who want to live their best life and have their best career possible. Many listeners, I would guess, are millennials from the United States, but our listeners are also baby boomers, Gen X, and up-and-coming Gen Zers. We also have listeners all the way from France, India, China, Canada, countries all over the world. The common bond for listeners in this podcast is that these people who listen are smart, goal-driven, and want to put their best foot forward in anything that they do. People that listen to this podcast want to go about their day feeling energized, motivated, and fulfilled by what they do. They realize that this is not only an ideal, but something that can actually be achieved. People who listen to this podcast are remarkable. The goal of this podcast is not just to help you land your dream job, but it is also to help you be successful in the workplace so you can thrive in your career. The difference? It's a long-term mindset. It's not just a scramble to land a job and listen to a few episodes while you're under job search. We really realized that this podcast was not just for job seekers, which is where our original name came from, the Job Seekers Podcast, but really this is also for professionals who are passionate about their career and the gifts that they wanted to put out in the world. We had a podcast recently about somebody who wanted to improve morning routines. This is not just for job seekers. This is for people who are trying to put their best foot forward every day when they're on the job. We just had somebody who was a career coach talking about how valuable it was not to just be networking, not just when you're in your job search, but every single day when you're under career. It's that long-term mindset. It's really about being that person, not just doing it during those few weeks that you actually have to go out there and get a job. Talking about Courtney O'Brien, we had from the brand marketing episode. Maybe we have people who want to transition into brand marketing and they have another job and they're really interested in it. So really, our goal is not just to have a bunch of listeners to, a bunch of downloads, whatever, but really to build a loyal following of listeners who can come back to this podcast over and over again throughout their career. So here's what you can expect from future episodes. Here's the deal, guys. We have hundreds of more of episodes coming up. That is guaranteed, and they are only going to get better. In terms of subject material, you can expect episodes to be very similar to how we've had in the past. We will be bringing in career experts from several different industries to talk about what makes them so successful. You're going to get career coaching advice on how to boost your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn profile, and advice on how to improve your energy levels so you really are killing it throughout the day. Anything that is going to supplement your career to improve your life. Because your job search is just part of the bigger picture, which is your career, which is a part of the bigger picture, which is living a fulfilling life. What's your mission? What's your purpose? What are you set out to do in this world? And our mission, my mission, is to help you kill it in this wonderful game of life. So here is my call to action for you. Go ahead and let us know exactly what you would like to listen to in the future. I am all ears at this point. Go check us out on Facebook. We have our URL is actually facebook.com/LEG resume service. That's facebook.com/LEG resume service. And leave us a comment on what you want our next episode to be or a future episode. I personally read every single one of the comments, and I guarantee you that your idea will get read and we will seriously consider it. Guys, this has been such an amazing journey so far for these first 18 episodes, now 19, and I'm so delighted to have all of you guys listening on this platform. This is my dream job. This is my passion, is helping other people in their career. And not only that, but being able to do it on radio. I was always told when I was younger, you should be on the radio. You have a good radio voice. And I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. But lo and behold, years later, starting this podcast has been such a fulfilling, amazing thing for me to do to supplement working alongside Let's Eat Grandma to help other people in their careers. So I thank all of you guys for your loyalty and for your fanship here. I'm so excited for these next hundreds and hundreds, I'm telling you, episodes that are going to be coming out on this podcast series. So I thank all of you guys for being a part of this, and please enjoy the rest of your week.